I think it's a stereotype.
I wish.
No, I agree.
How do we explain what that is?
It is part of the culture.
Us Brits are as well. Like, we're never satisfied.
Yes. Bing.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. Justin's here with me today.
Yet again.
And we're going to do something a little bit different today. So I've had a bunch of requests from you guys asking if we would talk more about the UK and more about, I guess, like being British. I thought it was really great that you guys were interested in hearing our perspective. So we decided we were going to do that today. And so I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any assumptions about life in the UK or us Brits in general. A lot of you guys left some really interesting assumptions. So what we're going to do today is basically address those and talk about UK life.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, us Brits sound like a species.
Assumption number one. Do you all actually take tea that seriously? We've had lots of questions about tea.
I wouldn't say serious, because some Brits don't drink tea.
No, not all Brits drink tea.
But one of the assumptions is that we have it at specific times.
Yeah.
That's
like
not
there's
true.
An assigned tea time.
Yeah, that's
but
not
there
true.
isn't. No.
But many Brits drink tea. It is part of the culture. English breakfast tea with milk and maybe sugar.
So it would be like I guess like a builder's tea.
Yeah. Is
the most popular tea. As a nation, yes, we do love a good cup of tea. Our chavs really like the Arbengs, Arlians of the UK. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yes.
It's the equivalent.
Although I feel like chav is a really outdated term now. Like we seem to have acquired new terms for those kind of people.
Yeah.
Which would be,
I don't know, roadman?
I was going to say roadman.
Yeah.
Chavs is more like a, say like a 2000s term. It's quite outdated now. So I don't think anyone would really call anyone a chav anymore. So maybe more like a roadman. How do we explain what that is? They'd usually be wearing tracksuits.
Yeah.
They have a certain type of accent.
Arrogant,
misbehaving. Yeah, I guess there is an equivalent. Okay, British food is boring.
So I would have disagreed, but the longer you live in Asia, the more you kind of agree.
That British food is boring?
Yeah, it's just meat, potatoes, vegetables.
Yeah.
The bulk of the dishes are that.
Yeah, it's a lot of like
it's repetitive.
Carby, yellow foods.
Yeah, so
potatoes.
5 years ago I would have disagreed.
Yeah.
Now I agree.
But yeah, I don't think British food is particularly great.
No.
It's more like comfort food for sure.
It's not saying I don't like it, but it's not exciting. It's boring
No,
food.
it's not exciting.
Yeah.
We don't know much about Asian culture. Now, obviously, that is all dependent on where you live and where you've spent time, if you've lived abroad. In the same way that Asians wouldn't necessarily know much about British culture because they may not have lived there.
To put it in perspective, if you live in a city like London, they're quite multicultural, so for sure you would have a far better understanding of different cultures.
At the end of the day, I think it's all dependent on if you've lived abroad, what experiences you've had, and what kind of people you are mingling. I think that's all down to you at the end of the day.
But compare that to where I grew up, I think there was one Asian family in the whole town.
Really?
So yeah.
See, when I was growing up, I remember my one of my best friends, she was Indian. Some of my other best friends, they were half Chinese. There was a lot of Asian people in our school. So it really does depend on the area you live in the UK.
Mine, complete opposite.
Really?
Complete opposite.
No, it was very normal for me, so I think it all depends.
Depends where you live.
Yeah. Why do they use the weather as a convo starter?
British like to complain, and normally you complain about the weather first.
It's funny because Singaporeans say all the time that they're like a nation of complainers. Us Brits are as well. Like, we complain a lot.
About the weather.
And definitely about the weather. So the funny thing about British people is that they'll moan if it's raining too much. They'll complain that they want the sun to come, and when the sun comes, they complain that it's too hot.
Yeah.
So like,
they complain it's too cold, they complain it's too wet, they complain it's too hot.
We're never satisfied.
They complain, oh, it's too much snow.
Yes.
There's not enough snow.
We're
never
happy.
Yeah, can never get it right.
We always talk about the weather. Do all Brits ask for cups and saucer plates when they drink tea? I wish.
If you were to go to a tea room though, and not get a cup and saucer, you'd be disappointed.
So they have like these cute little tea rooms where you can have proper tea with saucers and cake and like cake stands. It's all very cute, but no, like on a general basis at home, I've never drunk with a teacup and saucer.
Yeah,
before.
Maybe your grandparents.
Possibly.
Like a tradition.
I don't think nowadays people do.
For the older generations.
And maybe obviously upper class people, they might do that. Drum and bass is played everywhere. I know what they're talking about, and I wouldn't so much say that it's drum and bass.
No.
Like, I miss garage and like grime.
So
UK has a certain music
scene. I wouldn't say you have to be from the UK, but if you're born and raised in the UK,
you get it.
You get it. You're around it all the time. So drum and bass obviously is a big influence, but you've got garage, you've got all sorts. To the untrained ear, it might all sound very similar, but there are differences.
So yeah, I know what you're referring to, and to be honest, yeah, like I listen to that a lot here because you just don't hear that kind of music in Singapore.
But in Singapore, and the Australians, you love the EDM stuff.
They love EDM, which
Brits are the opposite.
Yeah, it's so weird, isn't it?
We hate it.
I don't like EDM at all, but it's very popular here.
But drum and bass, yeah.
Very British thing.
Very much in our hearts.
Yeah, we were brought up on it.
Yeah.
Bad teeth.
I think it's a stereotype.
Like, are Americans really born with perfect teeth?
I think they just have work done.
And so do we. Like, everyone I know my age all had braces. So yeah, I was born with pretty bad teeth.
But no, but
I got them fixed. But I feel like
previous generations weren't so fussed about the aesthetics of what your teeth look like.
So like before braces came about, we probably all did have really bad teeth.
But everyone would have had bad teeth.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's just like a British thing. I don't know why Brits always get a hard time about teeth, because I feel like in Singapore people have braces as well.
I don't think many of my friends have bad teeth.
Do they not?
No.
Justin never had braces.
Even
he's got really nice teeth.
And you? I don't think any of your friends have bad teeth.
I've had braces.
No, but I don't think that anyone has bad teeth now.
Oh no, not after they've been corrected. But my teeth were absolutely awful.
Really?
Really bad before braces. So I think it's a bit of a generalisation. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe previous generations, but now you can correct it. I don't think so bad.
Yeah. It's always cloudy with very little sunshine.
Pretty accurate.
How many months of the year? 9 months of the year.
When it's sunny.
10 months of the year, it is pretty gloomy.
But when it's sunny, it's sunny. It's like Singapore.
Without humidity.
30 degrees, blue skies, it's hot.
Yeah, like the UK weather can be beautiful, and June and July are my favourite months for that. Even June, July, September, you could have beautiful weather. Justin used to live in Plymouth and Bristol, which is in the southwest, and every time I went to visit him, it would just be miserable, wouldn't it? And we got so fed up because it was raining all the time.
Anyone that's from Plymouth? I've never known so much rain in my life.
I know.
In my life.
No.
It's consistently
non-stop rain. The UK can be pretty gloomy, but don't underestimate the summers. British people have a very sarcastic sense of humour.
Accurate.
Definitely. Yeah. And another thing I think we're really good at is like self-deprecating humour, like taking the piss out of ourselves.
Yeah, but it's more witty.
Yeah.
Instead of saying something like, I don't know. So laughing at someone else's expense, I think the British way would be you make fun of yourself. Yeah, definitely.
You cannot take yourself too seriously, which is what we find with
Americans.
I think Americans, we've noticed that they sometimes don't really get it.
We're fortunate our American friend, he gets it. He loves the British humor.
Aaron loves it. So you've just got to, I feel like you've got to loosen up to understand British humour and not take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, but I think it does, you have to be, British humour is a bit different. So you have to be around it to understand that when someone says something, they might have a straight face, but they're joking.
Yeah.
They're not being serious.
Just being sarcastic.
Yeah, just being sarcastic.
Yeah, a lot of people get confused by that. Brits never smile at strangers. Again, it's a region thing. So us Southerners are meant to be a little less friendly than Northerners. Northerners are quite friendly and talkative. Whereas down in the south, especially in London, we kind of keep to ourselves a lot more.
Even when I'm running, or say running in Singapore, the only people that smile at me are typically the foreigners.
Okay, yeah, so I feel like we smile.
Yeah, I'd like to think I do.
I'd like to think, yeah. On the contrary to that, someone says everyone is very friendly.
That's that would be my perception.
Huh.
So if you're on a train, if you're on a bus, if you're daily commute, you're likely going to talk to strangers every day. Every day. Whereas in Singapore, no one speaks.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't say no one speaks. Some people do.
It's less common.
It's less common. Whereas in the UK,
and I think if you did strike up conversation here, it'd be a bit like. Whereas maybe in the UK, it would just be a normal thing. Like you make conversation with like your cashier or something like that. Yeah. You guys have a better work-life balance.
So I would agree. I think in the UK you're taught that work time is work time. You're not paid for overtime. So once you finish work, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it's not even that. It's like 4:30.
Yeah.
4:30, go home.
Yeah.
Switch off. Whereas Asia a bit different. So I would say work-life balance is better in the UK, but the efficiency of working, they're going to do the same amount of work in fewer hours. So maybe it's more efficient.
Yeah, maybe.
But work-life balance, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's definitely more of a...
You're not expected to work beyond work hours.
No. They love their pubs and pints.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Brits love pubs.
Even if you don't have to go for a pint, you could go to a pub just to play pool, play darts.
Yeah.
And you could get Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I always
Or
get
Pepsi,
Coca-Cola.
depends what they have. Tap.
I miss pubs.
Yeah, but you would sit there with your friends, just maybe some food and some games.
Yeah, food, games,
Yeah.
beer gardens.
Yeah.
I miss beer gardens in the summer. Assumption that all UK and Brits shop at M&S.
Yeah. M&S is expensive.
Absolutely not.
No.
There's like a hierarchy of supermarkets in the UK.
M&S is up here.
M&S is up the top with Waitrose, okay? So if you've got a bit of money, you're going to shop at M&S
It's
or
like the cold
Waitrose.
storage of the UK.
Yeah, tier 1 supermarket.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Sainsbury's.
Asda's.
And you've got your Asda's, your
Tesco's.
Tesco's, Lidl, Aldi, although Lidl and Aldi is amazing. The majority definitely do
I don't think
not
I've ever
shop.
shopped at
I've
Marks and
never
Spencer's.
shopped at Marks and Spencer's for groceries. We would always, like as a family, we'd always shop at like Tesco's,
Yeah.
Lidl's, Aldi's. Again, it probably depends how much money you got, in all honesty.
And where you live.
That is kind of dependent on where you shop. Are you guys very proper? For example, when greeting one another and work culture and friends wise? Yeah, there was another assumption that like we all kiss on the cheek and stuff when we greet each other. So not everyone does that.
Depends on where you're from.
Where you're
so again,
from.
where I'm from, working class background, if you was to do that,
They're
they'd
like,
be-
what
they're
the
like,
hell are
what
you
the
doing?
hell are you doing?
Whereas
Yeah.
if you live somewhere like Chelsea, 2 kisses on the cheek is
Normal.
normal. I mean, I might do 1 kiss on the cheek, but sometimes there's a funny thing in the UK. It's like you don't know whether to go in for a
1
hug
or
or to
2.
go in for a
Yeah.
kiss. But generally, we would like hug each other to greet people.
Maybe a hug.
Yeah, a hug or a like 1 kiss on the cheek. How often do Brits consume fish and chips per week?
Well, a normal day would be Friday, right?
Yeah, like a Friday night fish and chips.
Yeah.
Or yeah, usually in the UK we have like 1 or 2 nights dedicated to takeaways. So like a Friday or Saturday night, you'd have a takeaway. Then like on a Sunday, you'd have a roast dinner.
Roast dinner.
Maybe once a week. I think we used to have it every Friday night.
Friday's the day.
Yeah. People can tell social status based on your accent and treat people differently as a result of that.
Yeah, probably true.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely tell someone's social status
By the way
straight away.
by their mannerisms and the way they speak.
Do people treat people differently as a result of that?
Yes.
I'd say definitely,
unfortunately-
yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Like I said, in the UK, there is a big class divide
Yeah.
between working class people and
Middle class,
middle
upper
class and
class.
upper class. So you'll from both sides, you'll probably get people treating people differently based on that.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, still going on. Brits love toast.
We do.
We do. It's weird that we don't have a toaster here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we eat toast all the time. Toast is a great breakfast, a great snack, a great lunch. They love the Queen.
Nah.
I mean, we don't, but
I'm not really a royalist.
I think that's an assumption that every Brit you'll meet is a royalist, and that's definitely not the case.
Yeah.
There are some die-hard royalists, obviously.
Yeah.
You usually find that they're of an older generation, I think.
Or close links to military.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say that everyone loves the Queen. You must be rich if you live in the UK. We get this a lot.
No. I was speaking to some of my colleagues, and their impression was that all Brits are quite wealthy. The general population of Singapore are wealthier than many countries. You could earn $1,000 a month and still save. Whereas elsewhere in the world, you can't do that. So in the UK, salaries may be a bit higher, but your outgoings are higher. Because you have to rent somewhere. You have to pay 20% tax. You have to pay national insurance.
You're probably not going to be living at home with your parents.
No.
I mean, some more people are in their 20s nowadays, but I guess Singaporeans have the luxury of staying with their parents if they need to. But in the UK, it doesn't generally happen.
No. Like many people in the UK live month to month. They have to wait for their paycheck to pay their bills. They don't save.
Yeah.
A big percentage, a large percentage of people live like that. To say you live in the UK, you must be rich? No, it's wrong.
No. Assumption that everyone's smart and that we all studied at ATAS universities.
No.
Definitely
The
not.
university system in the UK is a business. They will take anyone. They will do crazy courses and like pirate studies or
Hotel management.
It's some crazy courses, and they'll charge you $18,000 a year for it. It's a business. They'll take you for sure.
Yeah.
You could get C's at GCSE, C's at A level. They'll say, "Have you got money? Come. We have space for you. Come." It's something that needs to change.
Even
in
if
the UK.
you've gone, even if you've gone to university, it doesn't mean that you're well educated.
No.
Unfortunately. You love baked beans and you live in very cottagey houses. We love cottages. I wish we lived in one. Again, you have to have a lot of money to live in a nice cottage, so definitely not.
No.
The majority do not live in cottages. Do we love baked beans? Yes.
Yes.
And we were talking the other day about why do they always serve beans cold in Singapore?
Or even in Asia.
Oh, in Asia. We eat hot baked beans, but you can't get hot baked beans.
I hate cold beans. So every time I get beans, I'm like, yes, beans, cold.
And then you eat them and you're like,
No.
oh, they're cold baked beans. Alright guys, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I hope we set some of your assumptions straight. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps me out, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. If there's any other videos you want us to do where we're talking about the UK, do let us know in the comments below because we find it fun sharing what we know.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye!